Hello friends, Laura from CoolMomAndCollected.com, and I am so excited for today's video because my homeschool mom friends and our children just had our very first Makers Market Homeschool Edition. I'm a homeschool mom of 5 children under 8, and we homeschool with the Charlotte Mason philosophy using Ambleside Online. I think you guys are going to get a ton of handicraft inspiration in this video because I'm going to be sharing everything my children made, give you a full tour of everybody in my homeschool group's table and what they made. So amazing, just being creative, living their best life. And then I'm going to give you the scoop on how much we made. Who am I kidding? Mom didn't make anything. It all went to the kids, but that's okay because they earned it, right? They did. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like. No, seriously, right now, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. The reason a maker's market is so awesome for children is you can teach them about money. You can really get them motivated with their handicrafts. You can really give them the sense of accomplishment when they're standing there behind the table of all the things that they've made and they're just collecting money and realizing like, wow, I really created something that somebody values, and they learn a ton about business. So it's really, really a cool experience. How do you have a maker's market? We just kind of did. We basically went to a pavilion in one of our favorite parks, and we just set up on the picnic tables, and we posted in a local Facebook group that was for homeschoolers, like, hey guys, we're going to be having a maker's market on this day. Feel free to walk through. Things are going to be very affordable. It's going to be very cool to see what the kids have made, and come support us. So of course, food was number one that I thought we need to make brownies, right? No nuts. So if somebody has allergies, it's not an issue. You can make it in a big batch, bake it, and then bam, you're ready. We actually individually wrapped the brownies just so that it was a little less like, oh, you know, who's been breathing all over this stuff, and people could just take. I'm actually going to do you a solid, and I'm going to leave the brownie recipe in the description box below. Guys, once the kids started coming to my brownies, they didn't stop. The next thing we did was bracelets. My daughter has been so interested in bracelets, and so I got her a bracelet making kit. She worked her little heart off, and she made about 5 amazing bracelets. They took so much time, and I was just happy to have something she could be proud of that we could add to the table. We did that for $3 because, like I said, it really took her a long time. We also made rings, and this was really fun. Goal was to use things that we already had. I can put the links to all these things down below. You know those like twisty, wiry things? Yes, we had a ton of buttons. Put the wires through the buttonholes and then wrap them around the finger, and it ended up being these adorable rings, and the kids went crazy for them. We did those for 25 cents. We figured, hey, if anyone comes to our table and they don't have enough, or you know, they feel a little awkward and just want to drop us a quarter, whatever, rings, 25 cents. Next, my daughter did earrings, which this came along with her bracelet kit. She made 3 earrings, but only one had kind of the piece that hangs into the ear, which was kind of disappointing. She did a great job, and we ended up selling those earrings for $2. Then we did bookmarks. My children, they all watercolored. Bookmarks just came out so beautiful. It was so fun to just kind of let them mix colors. It was age appropriate for all of them. We then put the bookmarks into a sheet of lamination, and we laminated it. They just came out so beautiful. We sold those bookmarks for $2. Another thing we did as a family was we had the kids run outside picking all the wildflowers that they could find. We took those flowers and we actually put them in a book. We put them in a ton of books, actually. And then we put all the books on top of each other, and I put my huge cast iron bread maker. We gave those about a day or 2 to dry, and they dried pretty quickly. I then took those flowers and my children assembled them on top of the watercolor paper. And then I gave myself the job of gluing the flowers down so that they would stay in place for when we put them in the sleeves and then slide them through the laminator. I also want to let you guys know on my blog, CoolMomAndCollected.com, I made these awesome DIY dry flower frames, and I still have them to this day. One second. Don't go anywhere. So special because even though some of the colors did fade, I mean, these are years and years old, these have such special memories for me because these are the flowers my children picked when we were in an RV traveling full time. And so we made these together and hung them in our RV, like to make the RV feel more like home. And now I can carry these to any home, and they're very special. So I will link that blog post down below. It's actually one of my most popular. Now those flower bookmarks we did for $3. So they were definitely more time consuming than the other bookmark. My 8-year-old son had a great idea to do build your own Lego sets. This was also awesome because it's something we already had. We basically took 4 bowls to find all the Legos that we no longer liked anymore. We had a bowl of heads, we had a bowl of like tops, we had a bowl of bottoms, we had a bowl of hair, and we had a bowl of, what is that? Accessories. He said the kids can pay $1. They can build their own Lego person. That was a really, really fun thing. And the last thing that we did, and this was Mama's decluttering brain, is I said, let's have a book sale. So we got a basket and we gathered all the books in this house that we were no longer interested in, like kids' books, and we made those for 50 cents. And at the end of the sale, anything I didn't sell ended up going to the little library that was in the park. So I was like, yes, I got rid of so much stuff. Now's the part of the video that I'm going to take you through how incredibly talented these children are that are in my homeschool group. What's more amazing is I wouldn't even know these children were capable of this, or even my own children, if we didn't try. If this is an idea that's tugging on your heartstrings, I highly recommend that you guys do the brave thing and maybe ask your homeschool group, hey, do you guys want to do a maker's market? You know, would you like to go to a park, go to a pavilion and set these things up? We saw so much talent. Not only were the kids able to support other kids, because let's face it, people definitely came, but also the kids were so excited to buy from each other, which was just so much support and positivity. Did you make these? Did you help with these? Okay, this is...
I know, these are so good.
Who did these? What in the world? What's going on here? What? This? Did you make your own cards?
That was...
What did you make? And bracelets? Oh boy. Did you see this? Did you see that?
Yeah.
And this? You guys. You know, kids would come with like $1. They'd be like, how much are the brownies? And the kids would be like, they're 50 cents. And they'd say, oh, I only have $1. I'll be right back. And we were like, oh, no. So there's lots of good opportunities to teach money. It is kind of overwhelming when somebody asks you for something and gives you money and you're like, okay, oh my gosh, I actually have to do math right now. It was just an awesome opportunity for them to kind of put into action all this math that we've been doing all year. My daughter was wearing this hand-me-down dress from a friend that had a little pocket on it. And it was just the cutest thing. Every time she got money, just stuffing it in her little pocket. It made me want them to like go into business long term. It was adorable. The whole maker's market was about 3 hours. And by the time it died down, before you knew it, all the moms were stuck behind the counters and the kids were running by the creek and playing with all the toys that they just got, playing cops and robbers and all this stuff. But it was just the most special day. Some of the things we got, the talent and the creativity that these kids put and the time. I wasn't just proud of the kids, I was so proud of the parents. And there's just so much work that goes into preparing a child for this, but you see the confidence, you see the end result, you see the kids' faces, you see how proud everybody is and how encouraging everybody is. I mean, it was really an amazing day. Was even able to snag this little mama's table sign, which I thought was so cute. The mom who had painted it is like, really, you want that? I just painted it up. I was like, yeah, how much? And she's like, just take it. And I'm like, oh, score. So at the end of the day, we got home. We counted up our money. Kids brought their piggy banks over because they each have a piggy bank. They were so excited. We were going to split the money between them. And we ended up making $42. Wow. Bam. I was so proud of them. It was a great opportunity to kind of give them all their money and then talk about tithe. We have a Tzedakah box where we give to the poor. And then we talked about the importance of saving and putting away, as well as investing. I was just so hyped by this experience. I know my kids had fun, but I had a really great time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, like, is this something you've ever done, or is this something that now you're really excited to do? Because I know that you can do it. And I'd be really excited to hear what you would make if you did a maker's market. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Stay cool, calm, and collected. Why do I always forget that?